web service? A web service is any piece of software that makes itself available over the internet and uses a standard XML messaging system. So it basically means web service can be any type of software that's available on the online. It's available online, and it uses standard language it uses a standard languages that widely acceptable and widely used. Then comes web service are not tied to any one operating system or programming language. That basically means it doesn't matter if you're using a Mac, a PC, Android, or an iOS. It doesn't matter if you're using Java, C programming, C plus programming, or anything. It is not tied to any of them. It's independent and is independent. Web services are built on top of open standards such as HTTP, IP, HTTP, Java, HTML, and XML. That means web services are built on top of standardized, acceptable existing languages. Uh, Software applications written in various languages and running on various platforms can use web services to exchange data over the internet. So, as we talked before, the different devices have different operating system, and different operating systems are written in different languages. Even though they have their difference, but they can uh, exchange data with one another with the help of an web services. Let's let's go through the components of web services. Web services platform is XML and PHP. All standard web services work using the the component described below. So let's start with SOAP. SOAP stands for Simple Object Access Protocol. Then comes UDDI. It stands for Universal Description, Discovery, and Integration. Then WSDL. It stands for Web Service Description Languages. And finally, XML. XML stands for Extensive Markup Languages. Let's see in the next slide. There is a diagram where you can see how all the components work together to give us the web services. Uh, so the XML is used to tag the data we are trying to exchange, and SOAP is used to transfer a message from the client to the server or the server to a client. And then comes WSDL. It's basically a languages that describes the availability of services the server can provide. In this in this diagram we can see that there's a server, there's a client, there's a web, there's a request message, and there's a response message. And in this directory, the server keeps all the services it can provide here, keeps all the services it can provide over here. And the client can use SOAP to go through the directory and see what service the server can provide. The server also uses SOAP to keep a directory of all the services in here. After finding out what services the client want to use, the client sends a response request message to the server. This message is in XML format, and the server responds to the client. This message is formatted in XML format as well. Sometimes it can be HTTP as well, and Then what's new? Let's go with what's new. In older day, a client when a client made a request, the server would send the whole page. You send a whole page that includes the images, the contents, the design, and everything. But now the server only sends the content of the websites. As a result, web pages are updated with the information requested instead of reloading the whole web page along with the everything that comes with it. As a result, the response time is faster, and you need less data to communicate with each other. So the mobile phones have app that already have the design and layout already built in them. They only need the content to show. And great example is the weather app. So where a weather app already has everything built inside it here. All the animations, all the design, all the layout, everything. It just need the constant updated weather report from a service provider to show the user what is the weather right now is. Then let's talk about JSON. JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation. It's it's very common. It's a very common data format and serves as a replacement for XML. JSON formats helps to transfer objects from server to client, and everything that can be done in XML can also be done in JSON. JSON is a new format that's getting popular and standardized. JSON is new compared to XML, and JSON can do everything XML can do, but it can do many more things as well. JSON, as the name suggests, JavaScript object. JSON basically you uses with JSON is basically used with the REST. It's used with the REST to communicate, and it's much better than XML. So let's see the difference between JSON and XML. JSON supports array, but XML doesn't support array. JSON is data orientated and XML is document orientated. JSON is simple to read and write, and XML is very simple to read and write. But XML is more secure compared to JSON. This both of this topic will be discussed in more details in later videos. Now let's see what is REST. REST stands for representational state transfer. It converts the response messages into states and send it to the client in XML or JSON format. Modern devices like phone apps benefit a lot from REST as they only need the data. Like I said in previous slide, the weather services it doesn't need a lot of information. It just need it just need it just need uh, it just need the updated information from the service provider. uh, Before REST was implemented, people used to use SOAP, and all the functions of SOAP are available in REST. And REST can provide much can provide more services than SOAP. Let's see their differences. Few difference between REST and SOAP. REST is an architectural style, so it's the whole package. It's the whole package. But SOAP is just a protocol. REST, you can use SOAP web services, but SOAP cannot use REST because SOAP is just a protocol. Uh, REST is requires less bandwidth and resources compared to SOAP. SOAP requires more bandwidth and resources compared to REST. So REST, the server converts whatever information the client wants into states, and it sends this response to the client. Thus, this message, the sending the response messages are formatted in XML, or nowadays is mainly formatted in JSON format and send it to the client. And the client unpacks this package and show it to the user. That's uh, this So that was a brief introduction to web services and how things work. Detailed tutorial about SOAP and XML, JSON, REST will be discussed in later videos. Simple codes and how they represent will be discussed and shown. So this was just an introduction to get us familiarized with all the web services and how it works and what's new to the web services and what was used in other days. In older time, whenever you request for a web page, uh, it would go to a different web page, and the whole web page would have been reloaded. But nowadays, when you request something on a web page, the only that portion of that web page is reloaded. For example, uh, if you see Facebook homepage, when you scroll down, instead of loading a new page, it just load the new informations. As a result, you don't need to go through pages after pages after pages. You can scroll down and get the desired information. There are many more benefits and services web page uh, gives us, and JSON and REST helps the modern devices to give us better services. And this as we go along with this video, you will see more uses of XML, SOAP, JSON, and REST, and you will see how they differ from each other. So thank you for your time, and wait for the next video. Thank you.